Hey y'all, it is the end of the year, so that means end of the year reviews and final thoughts, reflections, all that stuff. So today we're going to start with end of the year book review, so stick around. Before I get too far into this video, I have two things that I want to say. The first thing that I want to say is I also did a mid-year read aloud review or book review. I think just read aloud. And it's very possible that some of these same books are also in that video. If that's the case, I'm so sorry. I'm doing the best I can to remember all of the things. And quite honestly, I didn't go back and watch that video to figure out what I included and what I didn't. So I'm just going to include them all here. That way it's all together. So we're going to have read alouds and also the independent readers. So it's all of the books we have covered for the entire year. All just in one video, because that's what makes sense, right? Also, the other thing that I want to say, I have felt so bad, discouraged, disheartened the last, I don't know, handful of months, because I have just had this overwhelming feeling of we read nothing this year. We did so terrible with read alouds. I felt like we got off to a good start, kind of, but it just did not last very long. And then we were just like scraping by here at the last couple of months, which that part is understandable, but I just had this overwhelming feeling of everyone's reading all of these books, right? Like they come to you with just this stack of books and it's like 20 read alouds we're going to get and 15 independent readers for each kid. And I just felt like, man, I did a terrible job with that this year. But once I got all of these books together and I actually went through and looked at what we actually got completed this year, I felt much better. Now, we did not do 20 read alouds, and I don't think I have 15 independent readers here, but we completed significantly more than what I was thinking in my brain. My brain was telling me my daughter read 2 books, I read 1, and that was it. So this is just to encourage you that even if you feel like, man, we really are just not doing anything here, sometimes it helps to kind of take a step back. Even look through your planner. I was going through and I'm like, wow, we actually got quite a bit done this year. And sometimes you just got to remove yourself from your current feelings and current situation and get kind of the broad overview. And then you'll realize, hey, we actually did quite a bit this year. So that is my little bit of encouragement to you. Now we're going to let's start with independent readers, because that is first on my list here. I did also get my daughter's ratings on these books. So we did a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being, I didn't like it, I don't ever want to read it again, to 5 being, it's amazing, I love it, I could read it every week. So that is the kind of scale that we are working with. Just as a reminder, my daughter is 7, and so we are just finishing up, I guess technically it would be her first grade year, and so then in January she would be going into 2nd grade, I think. I think that's where I've landed with how we're gonna do grades. So give you a general idea there. So we are going to start with the story of George Washington. These are in order from like most recent to oldest is kind of how this is going to go. Not that that's relevant, but if you do not know, I have talked a lot about these books. I love these books, especially for independent readers, for some of your younger ages. They are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Highly, highly recommend these. George Washington, she gave this one a 3. Abraham Lincoln, she gave this one a 4 and said Abraham Lincoln is her favorite president so far. Catherine Johnson. She gave Miss Catherine Johnson a 5. She said she loved reading about Catherine and she loved that she helped the Apollo 11 mission. She also gave Mr. Neil Armstrong a 5 because he was the first man on the moon. This one is The Good and the Beautiful reader, A Wolf in the North Woods. She gave this one a 5 because she loved reading about the story of the wolf family and the little wolf pups. Next we have Wind Riders. So this is Wind Riders number 2, Search for the Scarlet Macaws. She gave this one a 5, said she loved the adventure that the kids went on to try and find the Scarlet Macaws, which then turned into her really learning about the Scarlet Macaws and really liking that bird, which then also led to a field trip that we happened to go on. And the place that we went had Scarlet Macaws. So that was a really awesome experience. So then we came home with a stuffed Scarlet Macaw, naturally. So that one worked out really great. That was a really fun thing. Next up, we have the Wright brothers. This one she gave a 3. Then we have Mr. Henry Ford. She gave him this book a 4 and said she really liked learning that he would rebuild his watch or he would take it apart and then rebuild it. Next up is Zoe and Sassafras. This is book number 4, Caterflies and Ice. She gave this one a 4. Then we have good old Mercy Watson. This is book number 4, Princess in Disguise. She gave this one a 4. Next up was Sally the Sloth, which is in this Ollie the Ox and Other Animal Tales from The Good and the Beautiful. Sally the Sloth is back here somewhere. Let me find her. She gave Miss Sally the Sloth, there we go. She gave this story a 1. She said, it was just not that great. I don't know about the other stories, but that's how she felt about that one. And then she read The Critter Club. This one is Marion and a Girl's Getaway. She gave this one a 3. And that was independent readers. Now, moving on to read-alouds. We started the year with Little House in the Big Woods. We did a whole unit study on this. And I know I have videos up on that. But this was our first read-aloud of the year. She gave this one a 4. And then what did we do next? Then we did Where is the Amazon? This one she gave a 5. She did really like this one. We were studying South America at the time, and so it tied in really well. And so, yeah, 5 on that one. That's what she said. She said 5. I don't know. We read Rush Revere and the First Patriots. Y'all. Okay, she gave this one, what'd she give? She gave this one a 3. Okay, I got this book, thought this would be so fun, and it's great, and there's some like kind of funky, cool, different pictures in here. I started to read this. The chapters were too long for me personally, and I couldn't do it. So, but I didn't want to give up on the book because the book itself is good. I didn't have it in me to read it, like each chapter. So I got this actually on Audible. Totally recommend it on Audible. Rush Limbaugh actually reads it in the Audible version, and he does like fun little voices, and it made it a lot more enjoyable than me reading it. So highly recommend it on Audible. But this was our big main read aloud. This took us quite some time to get through. And then we did Tuttle Twins, The Law. This is the first book of the Tuttle Twins. We did not get through it. We got halfway through, and I had all intentions of just reading the second half the next day. And then our world turned upside down, and we haven't picked it up since then. So it wouldn't be anything just to do it again. I guess maybe I should do that. anyway, she gave this one, where is this one? Oh, she didn't give this one anything. Okay, because we didn't finish it. That's what she said. She's like, I can't rate it, Mom. We didn't finish it. So that's where we are with that one. And then we also did The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, book 1. I have the physical copy of that book, but we also are listened to that one on Audible, and she gave that one a 5, and we are currently listening to book 4. No, we are listening to book 2 on Audible, and it's proven to be just as fun and interesting as book number 1. So I am sure we will enjoy that as well. So that is it for our read aloud books. Or not even our read alouds. That's our read alouds and our independence. And I am very, very proud of us. I put a heavy focus on really wanting to get independent reading in and have my daughter fill out book reports for them. We had to make some adjustments with the book report, which was totally fine. But I am just really thankful that I did that towards the beginning of the year. And we really ran through several at the beginning of the year because the end of the year turned out to be like, we just need to get done with what we need to get done with. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I felt like I was just really failing at this whole reading books thing. And it turned out we actually got quite a few accomplished. This is a lot for us. This is very consistent. Although we didn't finish the Tuttle Twins book, we finished a lot. And so for that, I am very thankful and very proud of us. So that is it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.